fresh start. This is Danish. We are back with our free community webinar sessions where we invite immigration, taxes, company formations, and general nomadic lifestyle. Every time I host a session, I'm in a new country, as a nomad. Right now I'm in Turkey. Jowita is in Cyprus. I will give a proper introduction to Jowita, but just want to give a shout out to community, this event sponsors. Last time I tried it, everything froze. Hopefully this time it won't. So these are the absolutely free sessions. But this is only possible with the help of our community sponsors. So first, I want to give a shout out to visadb. I am the founder. It's a global marketplace to hire immigration and tax experts. So you can go to visadb.io, you click tax optimization, and you can see all the tax experts. You can see Jowita here as well. So you can click and you can see what she's offering to all the global nomads. She has a consultation which costs $240, but also could be $5 or $10 free if you tell her what is your exact case, and then she can book time with you and offer you the paid consultancy. She's an expert. And you can see all the service. When you're ready, just click chat with Jowita and you will be connected directly with Jowita's office. So that's how the visadb works. It's a free portal to use, but when you hire experts, of course you have to pay for their time. Second, shout out to SoulGuard. They create digital bags for digital nomad. You can see that their walk-in closet, the travel closet is quite famous. Check them out. Incredible products, and the founder is also digital nomad. SafetyLink, you already know, but again, give a shout out. It's the cheapest and the most famous insurance amongst digital nomads, especially young digital nomads who are looking for cheaper emergency-only insurances. So these were the shout outs, guys. I'm back. So guys, Jowita, very special guest. She's an expert for Cyprus taxes, originally from Poland, a lawyer. You are in safe hands. And she's been practicing now and helping actually for global nomads, especially European nomads or European entrepreneurs who want to optimize their taxes within or close or nearby European Schengen zone or a European region. So Jowita is your answer. She is also our community approved expert. So that means she's not running away. She's not closing her business. She's there for many years, and she will be with us for many upcoming years. She's a very incredible, very fun person. So today we're going to have a lot of information and fun. So Jowita, thank you very much for coming. And how are you and how's your day?
Thanks a lot for this nice introduction. I'm very well. To be honest, I'm a bit busy today because my first day back in Cyprus. I was in Portugal, visiting there, checking what are the other options within Europe. And I'm to be honest, I'm really impressed by Lisbon, by the city. And I'm sure I'll be back to Portugal. But yes, today we are talking about Cyprus because still, in my opinion, Cyprus is the most attractive regime when it comes to European Union countries.
Wow, this is incredible. So I will just dive in straight away. First, I will ask you Cyprus as a destination. I am hearing Cyprus in last 3 years a lot. Before that, not so much. Why Cyprus as a country? Why is it getting famous, or why everybody's talking about it?
First of all, when we are talking about, let's say, taxes and nomads, the first benefit is the 60 days rule. By 60 days rule, we understand that you can stay in Cyprus for 60 days within a year. No matter, it doesn't have to be consecutive days, okay? So it can be anytime. You can be coming, leaving, whatever you want. Living here for 60 days, at the same time, making sure you don't spend more than half year in any other country. So it cannot be more than 183 days in any other country. Sure. And you still are perceived as tax resident in Cyprus, okay? I mean, of course, there will be other conditions listed. I will talk about them briefly, but this is the first thing that is very famous and like why people really come to us, because they hear about the 60-day rule and they want to know more. So of course, everybody should be aware there are conditions that apply, but still it's actually very easy to set up. And there is no other country in European Union that offers this opportunity of being resident in Cyprus just by staying 60 days.
Wow. This is huge. There's a lot to unpack, and we will do it right now. Okay, so definitely you are not a bona fide tax resident elsewhere in the world. That's the first requirement, as I understand, right? Correct? You're not spending...
Employer, sorry?
Like you are not a...
I cannot hear you.
You're not a tax resident elsewhere in other
resident,
countries.
Yes.
Okay, and then...
Yes, you just need to make sure that you are not resident in any other country, which for nomads, people who travel a lot, it's easy to prove. I believe so. And then yes, there are other conditions. You either are employed here in Cyprus or you have your own business.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So there are two ways. You either you are just, you are having your own business, you register it here, they are self-employed, or you register a company, or you really find a person or a company where you can be hired, and this is how you are set up in Cyprus.
Okay. So first condition that we are hired in Cyprus, maybe that's for our audience, maybe they will be more open to register a company, I believe, because they may not be looking for jobs in Cyprus. Maybe some of them, but majority of digital nomads in our community or who are attending right now, they are already entrepreneurs or remote workers elsewhere, and they will be quite open with the idea of registering a business. So these two conditions, we are kind of meeting. The second condition, 60 days. So I will go further into details. What is this non-domicile tax regime program, and who is targeting the government? What kind of profile they're targeting?
Mm-hmm. So what is this non-dom regime? It means that someone is living in Cyprus, okay? They are resident of Cyprus, but non-domiciled. For this, in Cyprus, you are non-domiciled if you are living in Cyprus not more than 17 years, okay? And for this period of time, this 17 years, you are exempted from the tax on dividends. Okay, wow. So imagine you move to Cyprus, and for the next 17 years of the first days of residency in Cyprus, you are exempted for any tax on dividends, which is huge. Okay, because residents in Cyprus, they will pay. It's called special difference contribution. And they need to pay this contribution, which is 17%. So imagine, compare, the amounts, and it's really like beneficial. Wow. Zero on dividends, on any interest. So yes, if you combine this now with having a company in Cyprus or elsewhere, imagine like what's the benefit? Like you just you can employ yourself in the company. And still, like, employ yourself, with some nice, maybe not a big salary, because you don't need that to pay high social insurance contributions. And then whatever you want to pay out as profit from the company, you pay it out as a dividend.
Wow. This is the reverse, because so many sessions I hosted where it's beneficial to pay you higher salary, not dividend. Here, we are not taking higher salary, but we will take more money out as a profit, right?
Yes. Because I probably you are referring now to like Estonia and Georgia, where yes, they don't pay this tax until the dividend is distributed, right? Then it comes the problem when they really want to pay out some money from the company, how to do it, this kind of questions. Here, we don't really care. That's the best.
Wow, this is incredible. 17 years. So is there any other kind of contribution I have to make, or any fee?
Yes, there is something which is like very recent. In Cyprus, we have now a national health system. Like it was introduced and it's very successful. So now it's imposed that we pay 2.65% on the payouts of dividends. So still, it's a very small amount, but at least you are registered, yes, in Cyprus. You go to a doctor, whatever is happening, you are going without paying. So it's incredible. And actually, I was very skeptical, but it works and it's tested. I tested this on myself. So yes, it's worth it. For sure.
2.65% is quite low. Even if you process payment online, you pay more than that. You pay 3-4% just to process the fees. Here is 2.65, and you get healthcare, right?
Yes. That's the most important thing. We have there is a portal with doctors. You register to your general doctor, and then any specialist you want to go to, you are free.
Sure. Okay. And so if somebody, let's say a digital nomad who has a company who is making money, let's say, so it's beneficial for them that they open a company in Cyprus and become a tax resident. They just need to spend 60 days and they will be paying 2.65% on any of the profits they're making, correct?
Of the dividends, yes. Then we have a corporate tax, okay? Let's not forget about corporate tax. Let's not say that it's something like we can avoid, because you cannot avoid it really, but it's still low. In Cyprus, it's 12.5%, the corporate tax, okay? So this is what you pay on the profits of the company.
Sure.
Like whatever company is generating, you pay this amount of tax.
Sure.
Further on, there are some exemptions. For example, if you are IT specialist, you develop a software, you can apply for an IP box. Okay, so for people who create some kind of nice substance in Cyprus here, they really can benefit. It can even go up to 2.5%, okay, the tax. So imagine from 12.5 we go to 2.5.
Sure.
And this is possible. We do it for the clients, and yes. So actually, nomads. What the profession of nomads is usually connected to some IT, right? Software development or any kind of new designs, whatever it is. We can apply for this.
Sure. Okay. So now let's summarize it. So if we register a company in Cyprus, there is a corporation tax which is 12.5%. And if we take any dividends, that's 2.65%. And that is both within Cyprus. I have a follow-up questions. What if I have a company outside Cyprus? Then I just owe 2.65%?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
of course. Because you are perceived as tax resident in Cyprus, so you pay the tax on the dividends, right? Tax. Okay, I made a mistake now because it's not a really tax, it's a contribution. It's health care system contribution. We don't really call it tax, it's,
So, Jowita, I want to ask you one more thing. What if I am employed by the foreign company, but I am a tax resident in Cyprus?
Okay, so in Cyprus, it's you are taxed on the worldwide base. So really, you cannot do anything. If you are employed by a foreign company, you pay taxes as a normal resident here. So just important, how much is it during the year? Because if you gain not more than 19,500 from the employment, you are exempt from paying tax. Okay, in Cyprus. Then starting from this 19,500 within a year, then applies the first rate, which is 20% personal income tax.
Okay.
So what usually nomads do, they just sign contracts. They are freelancers. They set up a company and then they invoice the employee. This works the best for them. Like they have a company, they invoice the whatever company outside the world, and this is how they really make a nicer savings on tax.
Okay, that's interesting. So if there are nomads, of course, out there, they can register their company in Cyprus using your help, and then they can invoice as a contractor. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. I mean, contractor, yeah, let's say that they work with someone who is based in Estonia, right?
Sure.
An Estonian company. So instead of being an employee, which is still possible, I mean, if someone wants to do it, it's fine. But if they want to make it like in a more smart way, and they know that the profit will be like quite high, they invoice someone for the service from their company, and this is how they take later the profit, mostly in the dividend.
Sure. Okay, that's very smart. So they're just paying 2.65%, I believe.
Of this contribution, yes, and the corporate 12.5, yes,
Sure.
on anything which is happening in the company, like
Sure.
in the profit.
All right. So just want to ask you one more thing, that Cyprus is a part of the European Union, not a Schengen, but European Union as a
Yes.
economic European Union. Is that correct? So is there any benefits if you are a Cyprus tax resident in a long term?
Meaning, like, what exactly? What do you refer to? Like, for someone who just moved to Cyprus, like in general, okay, of course, we are within European Union. So let's say that you are registered to healthcare in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Then you benefit from the healthcare anywhere in Europe. You are entitled to be also, like whenever you go to a doctor in any other European country, let's say you are visiting,
Yeah.
then you are coming with your health care card. You are showing, yes, I'm registered in the Euro country. Please also treat this as my medical treatment.
This is huge, actually, to be honest. Like people.
I mean, it's a standard in European Union countries. So of course, in practice, I know that it works differently, because then you need to apply for the refund, this kind of things. But generally speaking, for any country within the Eurozone, this is how it's working with the healthcare system under one umbrella.
To be honest, this is the benefit of it. I think there is nothing like that, as you mentioned at the start, that for Europeans, there is not such like tax optimization out there. There are not so many options. So it seems like Cyprus look like the best options for European nomads.
Yeah, I mean, and we are still not saying the very important thing, which is you are in the European Union, but you don't really feel like living in Europe because of the weather conditions, the lifestyle, all these things that are coming together. I mean, really, I think it's very important to mention.
Sure. So I will dive in now to that. Now, first we establish that this non-domicile tax regime you already defined for 17 years window. I will not be considered a domicile citizen or resident, let's say. So I am getting this massive tax regime for 17 years optimization. But of course, that's not it. There are further steps, as you mentioned, to register a company, and then further, you can pay corporate tax, or how you can reduce it with your help by invoicing through your company. And these are the tax strategies. We can of course use it however we want to do it. So this is incredible. We established that. Now there are a few questions, but we will jump into it. I think I would encourage, because we already took a lot of your time. So I think Jacob asked a question. I don't know, it's gone, but there are two other questions I will ask. So George is asking, generally we understand the requirements. So what are the requirements if I want to register a company or if I want to apply for this non-domicile tax program? Are there any requirements other than passport?
But wait a moment, is it a question about documents to become a resident in Cyprus? Or the documents for incorporation of a company, or what?
I think resident of that's a good question, George. If you could answer, but let's talk both. Let's say if I want to register a company as a foreigner, I'm a foreigner, I want to register a business in Cyprus. What are generally the documents required?
Okay, so that's not much. I mean, what we require is the passport, okay? A passport which, if someone is coming here, then there's no problem. If someone is doing this remotely, then we'll need some certification of this document, okay?
Sure.
By a lawyer, by a notary, by someone who can, certify the identity of the person. And then we will need some proof of address, Could be utility bill or something else what we can accept, bank statement, some letter, this kind of a document which will somehow show the address. But it also depends, okay? If someone is moving to Cyprus, then we will have it, from here, from the rental agreement, let's say. I'm talking now about the case when someone is really doesn't want to really move to Cyprus, just wants to register a company. We need to have some proof of address. I know for nomads it's not always the easiest case, but okay, it's a formality because we need to. If you are a shareholder in a company, we will put the address there. We need to put it so that it shows somehow.
Sure. Okay, that's cool. And Oliver asked, do we have to declare all our income? It means global, because you mentioned that there's a tax on global income. So do we have a legal requirement to declare everything we are making?
Meaning that, yes, this is the case with Cyprus. It's actually we declare anything that comes from abroad as well, okay? In Cyprus, we are taxed on the worldwide base, so we still need to, we are doing this for our clients. We are submitting tax declaration, we declare there what's happening in other countries.
Sure, okay, sounds good. Jacob asking, I'm not sure if you know about that, but let's try. Do you know anything about Digital Nomad Visa? What is the minimum income required to qualify for the Digital Nomad Visa?
Yes. Okay, this is a new thing. It started actually, the government really wants to attract the nomads, so it started from January.
Yeah.
And okay, I think it was something around 2,500 euro. Yes. That this is your income, that you need to really show that you have enough of money to spend in Cyprus, to rent a place, this kind of. I think this starts with this amount. It was changing a bit because first there were some proposals and they changed it a bit. Also, the amount of people applying changed. It was first 100, then they increased it to 500. So this is something, let's say, a bit, changing a lot because it's not really established for sure and for good.
Wow. Yet. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So something around that, Jacob, 2,500 is kind of, fluctuating. So make sure you reach out to Jowita. Maybe Jowita, do you offer Digital Nomad Visa service by your firm?
Yes, we do it. We do it for people. Just that, most of the people who come to us, they were actually really moving to Cyprus. There were not that many nomads who were applying for this program. It's very fresh, okay? It is just started, and many requests are just coming for people who really want to come to Cyprus. They want to set up a company. They want to become tax residents. The digital nomad visa thing is so fresh that I think that it's not really well promoted yet. It's becoming. But yes, we offer this for sure. Yes.
So it's like many other countries. They are, of course, releasing this visas, but the government themselves don't know if the people on those visas will be considered tax resident after 183 days. There's a lot of confusion everywhere around the world. So I really understand. And Jacob, do digital nomad visa holders need to have a clean criminal record? I even know it. Maybe Jowita, you can add, but every country wants this document to make sure that there is clean. So some offices.
I believe. To be honest, I didn't see this on the list of the requirements. But to be honest, it's kind of probably it's kind of logical that they ask for this. I will double check because in the the listing of the requirements, it's not really somewhere on the first spot.
Well, if that is the case, so Jacob, we will be hosting another session for Digital Nomad Visa for Cyprus. Only for that, we will invite Jowita. But what Jowita is saying, you'll be surprised that Costa Rica also do not have that because they heard us. We told the governments, what's the point? We are nomadic people. We are traveling around the world. I cannot produce these certificates from 10 countries. So countries start dropping this. Costa Rica do not have that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cyprus don't have that either. But no, we don't quote us on that. We will have another session specific to that, and there we could discuss in details about that specificities of that visa. But I will move to quickly next question. Jowita, I'm sorry we are keeping you a little longer. And what is the possibility for existing employees with annual employment income of less than 100,000 euros to extend the benefit? Trying to
extend the benefit, meaning to, I mean, okay, what happened in Cyprus now is that the employees, the expats who are employees in Cyprus, okay, employed in Cyprus by a Cyprus company, they got the benefit of the tax, not paying the tax of their salary. So the amount was now increased. I mean, increased. It's now in case you are your salary is more than 50,000 euro, you already can benefit from this, and now it was extended. It's already, I think, from 10 to 17 years. Again, this is what happened. Like it was 10 years, okay, from the first years of your employment. Now it's extended to 17 years.
Wow. So
that's what happened now. Very recently, it was voted, and it's actually no one could really believe it. But yes, this is what happened. The exemption of the salary, tax on the salary is
Sure. From this webinar, we can only mention visadb, but first you can connect after visadb. You can connect however communication is easier, either call, email, or whatever is easier for you. Our goal is that you guys get help from Jowita. She's based in Cyprus. She's been doing this business, so please reach her out. So guys, I'll wrap up, and because we are late, I know, but I really want to show my gratitude to Jowita, to you especially. You took out the time, and on the behalf of 145,000 people, 155,000 people, thank you so much for coming. There were some technical issues, but I'm glad that you help few of my people.
Thanks a lot, and everybody's welcome in Cyprus. Really, I mean, we really didn't mention many things about lifestyle and the nice work-life balance. But okay, I think this is easy to find out.
Yes, we will be hosting another session around digital nomad visas with you or someone from your team, and we will be discussing that. Yes, we're supposed to talk a lot, but due to technical issues, we delayed. So really appreciate everybody who joined today. Thank you so much.